TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, this week we're going to talk about interesting development about how our new Prime Minister Lapid decided not to do the usual Jewish traditions as becoming Prime Minister. And also, we'll take you to Tel Aviv to show you what's becoming a big protest against the price of living here in the State of Israel. But first, let's thank you guys for everything you do. Every month we are able, you guys are allowing us to be able to every week pass out the food to the people here who so desperately need it. And it is a blessing from you guys over and over again. It's amazing, and we appreciate it, and we thank you so much, and the people are thanking you so much. They definitely need it, and they're definitely thanking you. And like I've said before, to a lot of them, it's mind-boggling how people on the other side of the world are taking care of them. You know, it's amazing.
Really, and it's also not one-time thing. It's week after week, taking care of them, not leaving them, not neglect, like continue
over a year
helping.
Yeah. All thanks to you guys. It's a real amazing thing that we're doing together here. And it is us doing it together, all of us together. Yeah. So praise the Lord and thank you guys very much.
Amen.
And like we always say, if you haven't decided to be a part of this ministry, and especially or either part of it, there's links below each video, including this one, to the Patreon or to the support page at thegoldenreport.com, or you can just go to thegoldenreport.com and go to the support us page and figure out whatever way makes best for you. So thank you so much. God bless, and let's get started.
Yeah.
Well, this week is yet another example of how the Arab problem here in the State of Israel is. A young Arab man violently attacked a 70-year-old man in Tel Aviv to rob him and basically just to hurt him, just to put some pain on him. I mean, it was a real sad thing to see. But fortunately, the 70-year-old man was not killed or anything, but he was just walking down the street, minding his own business, living his life. Yeah. It's just the problem that we have here.
Exactly. On a routine religious bus trip of Jews to pray in one of our holy sites, Arabs opened fire and tried to kill the Jews coming to pray. One of the IDF soldiers and 2 civilians were injured in a battle.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. It was in the evening. It was a busload of religious Jews who go to a place, this routine, like we said, place to go pray. And it was just, I guess it was an ambush. I guess the Arabs had set up an ambush waiting for him, and they just opened fire on him.
And there were children and women, of course. It's just peaceful people who came to pray. That's all.
Yeah.
It became a real battle with IDF involved and trying to rescue them. It was
pretty
scary.
Yet another example again. After former Prime Minister Bennett left the office last week, his head advisor decided to let out inside information that she had been holding on to. She said that he did not want to be right-wing from the beginning, which is interesting information, and that it was so hard to see when Bennett gave blank checks to the Arab parties over and over again. She went on to say that it was unbelievable to see just how weak he was with the Arab Knesset members, politicians. Well, we saw it every other week when he would give millions and in the end altogether billions of shekels to Arab parties just to stay in the coalition. Just do what they want, and I remember one time he had the State of Israel back off from the netivot, when you plant in the desert. It's a tradition, decades-long tradition in Israel. But that time of the year, you go and you plant plants in the desert, trying to make the desert green again and fertile, right? And the Arabs didn't like it because it was their territory, and he called them out.
Yeah, they prefer it to be dirt and desert. They don't like it to be green and nice, like all the areas. look at around.
Yeah.
In their areas, it's all garbage, it's all dirty, they never invest in beauty and develop the
absolutely.
area.
Yeah, look at Gaza. Gaza, when we were in Gaza, before we left Gaza, before we got pulled out of Gaza by our own IDF.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake. Gaza was a beautiful place, beautiful beaches with industry and everything else. So Arabs said they wanted it, tell us to pull out, so we ended up doing it, unfortunately. But now look at Gaza. They had it, and they even had all the stuff that we already built, and they not only didn't expand and make it nicer, no, they burnt what was there and just keep going down, down, down. It's a great example. Yeah, it's what they do. Look at all the Arab countries. Look at how they live.
So this is what it shows. Like they against the trees. It's because it's Jewish. It's Jewish trees. It's just trees. It's just to
tree.
make our country beautiful.
Yeah.
They want to ruin over dirt and ruins. That's what they want.
Yeah. On Saturday, the Israeli Air Force shot down 3 drones from Hezbollah on their way to the gas rig 80 kilometers off the shore of Haifa. This is most likely an attempt to check out the new Prime Minister Lapid and see how tough he really going to be with terrorism. Mm-hmm. The drones were not armed. They most likely probably, though, had like cameras on them or something. Yeah. So it wasn't an armed attack, but it was just like a little. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
During the same time, on Saturday morning, Israel made an airstrike in Syria, an Iranian weapons warehouse. These were weapons on their way to Hezbollah. This is the first weekend Yair Lapid is our prime minister. He's trying to show his strength against our enemies.
Yeah, like we said.
Yeah.
You can't trust whatever he does in these next couple short months as prime minister. That's how he would be if he was prime minister. Because we talked about it. It's easy to turn a 4-month prime ministership into a campaign.
Yeah.
Can't do it with 4 years, but you can do it with 4 months.
Yeah. Even though he's trying to make some statements, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But he won't be able to do too much, I hope.
Yeah, we absolutely. Well, the young people of Israel are living in tents to protest against the price of living in Tel Aviv. We went to Tel Aviv and to show you this protest. So let's cut to that right now. Well, here we are in Tel Aviv. It's a big, as you can hear, all the craziness. Hopefully, you can hear yourself all this noise. The people here in Israel are fed up with the prices of the houses and the apartments here, so they're getting together and protesting. It's I think if I remember right, in the past 10 years, it's went up 36%. Where in the past 9 years, it's only 15% of that.
Yeah.
21% in the past year.
Last year, yeah. And not only in Tel Aviv, all around the country.
Yeah, everywhere.
On the countryside, it's also went up by 30%, 21%, average 21 in the last year.
Yeah. People are
crazy.
fed up with it, and it's time to stop it.
Yeah.
Israel's becoming so expensive. And as we know, that's why we do what we do with feeding the people of Israel.
Exactly.
It's getting harder and harder for people to make it here in the state of Israel.
Yes. And most of the people here, you'll see they not our age, because young couple in Israel, it's hard for them to find a house, apartment to live, to buy or to rent. So you'll see many young people here because there's just no future if they don't fight for it. So,
The fact of the matter is, a young person, a young couple in Israel today have no hope of buying a house. You have to come up with 50% to get a mortgage. An average house costs between 1 to 1.5 million shekels.
Yeah.
So over top of the crazy rent and everything else, to save up 750,000 shekels just to start a mortgage is literally impossible.
Yeah.
And what that means is this generation, when it gets time to retire and retirement is low, you don't get full pension, right?
No.
At least 60% of this generation, when they hit the retirement, will be homeless.
Yeah,
Because their pension won't be enough to pay for their rent.
Yeah. Usually people used to pay here about 15% of their salary. It's going to their apartment or house.
Yeah.
Now it's about 50%,
15 to 15.
50%.
15 to 50.
And the food is expensive, and the water going up, and everything
Electricity going up.
Electricity,
Everything
the
going up.
fuel, everything. So it's like impossible.
Well, we just wanted to show this to you guys, so let's get back to TGR News. Upon receiving the office of Prime Minister, each and every Prime Minister made a traditional photo with the Torah and other Jewish religious books in the background, as well as a trip to the Western Wall. Everyone in the history of Israel. Prime Minister Lapid is the first in history that did not. In his photo with, we were supposed to have the Torah and the Jewish Bible and the Jewish religious literature. He just had regular books, you know?
Yeah.
And he didn't go to the Western Wall. It's a
statement.
It's a bold statement. It's a very strong statement, saying I'm not interested in the Jewish part of Israel. I'm the Prime Minister of Israel, not the Jewish Israel.
Yes. Yes.
That's dangerous. And we know Biden's coming next week and everything, and we know Lapid's position is for two-state solution. For example, he thinks we should give half this country to the Arabs and they let them call it Palestine, like we have so much land to give anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, it will be enough. It's never enough. They want to kill us. They
true.
want us dead.
That's true.
They even say from the sea till all the country. They don't want help.
Yeah, look at the Palestinian map that they came up with. It's of the whole country.
Yeah. So it won't help. It's just another mistake you want to make. Prime Minister Lapid again went to visit Macron in Paris. They talked about the Iranian and Palestinian issues. Macron agreed that Israel's position is the correct position. Also, Israel let out a statement to the European countries that an attack from Hezbollah is the Israeli gas rig.
On the Israeli gas rig.
On the Israeli gas rig, is an attack on Europe.
Yeah, it's true, and there's a lot of information to think about in that
Yeah.
one. The first of all, when Macron, Prime Minister of France, agrees with the position of Israel, is he agreeing with the position of Israel or what Lapid said? Because, like we just said, we know Lapid believes that we need to give away the land of Israel to the Palestinians, and we're not sure. I don't know exactly what Lapid's position is on Iran. He's never really made that public. So what position is he talking about, you know?
Yeah. Also, did you see the hug they give each other?
Oh, yeah, big hug.
Big hug.
Like they're childhood friends.
Yeah. That was a little bit strange.
Yeah. And the thing about the gas rig is also very important, and actually that's very true. Because of the Europe and the sanctions on Russia right now, from the gas and energy from Russia, Israel's trying to step up and supply some gas to Europe. We won't. I don't see how we're able to anytime soon or if ever supply the amount they actually need, but we could supply quite a bit. And so telling the European countries that attack on that gas rig is like an attack on them is very smart, and it's good, and it's the right thing to do. But let's not play any games.
Yeah.
Like we see what's going on in Ukraine all these months. No one's coming in to help them, right? So even if they did start attacking, it's not like no one's going to come and help us.
Yeah.
But it's just a good thing for them to feel like, oh, they're attacking our energy supply.
Yeah.
Right? It's good. I think it's good. It's the only thing good that I think happened. On Tuesday, in the middle of the day in Jerusalem, an Arab with a pistol started shooting on the streets where kids were running around, while another Arab was throwing Molotov cocktails at him. And it was just like a scene out of Wild Wild West in the middle of the day, in the middle of a neighborhood in Jerusalem.
It was crazy.
Yeah. On Tuesday, in the middle of the week.
It was crazy. It just, you can't believe, when you see the video, you can't believe this is real. He's just going with his weapon and shooting. I don't know.
Yeah, it was insane. It's just not something you expect to see in Israel. You know?
Poor kid. You saw the kid that was hiding
behind the car. Yeah, there's a video you see with a kid hiding behind the car. Yeah, it's really sad. Really, really sad. Well, on Wednesday, a drone made an airstrike and killed one of Hezbollah's head officers. This officer was the one in charge of attacks on the northern part of Israel, mainly the Golan. So, I mean, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, we didn't take responsibility for
No,
this.
Israel didn't take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
Who knows? You never know. But it's good to see that that things are still moving in some areas in the right direction.
Yeah.
Still trying to keep the country safe.
Yeah, Hezbollah is a terror organization.
Absolutely,
Period.
yeah. I don't think anyone.
doubt.
I don't think anyone.
So we will continue, do whatever needed to keep them away from us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you
yeah.
got anything you want to say?
Yeah, there's something that you didn't mention, and I think it's, I want to touch this subject a little bit. I noticed that in America also, and in Israel, in university, you have many Arab organizations or Arab students protesting and making statements against Israel, against what we do here in Israel, right? In Israel, we have students, and this happened, by the way, in Haifa, University of Haifa, which is a very big university, that Arab students didn't stand and didn't sing the Tikva, which is our
national anthem.
I understand the Arabs, they don't have to sing if they don't relate to how you say?
National anthem. Anthem.
Anthem. Yeah. But to stand and to respect, because they live in this country, they enjoy all the facilities, all the
they're in the university,
in
aren't
the university, yeah. What another country here in the Middle East will give the women the right to learn, to study, to
drive, to vote, to speak,
vote, and they just they spit in the same place that they drink from. I don't know if it's right. And I was shocked. They even didn't stand. Even when politicians from Arab countries come here to Israel to visit us, they will stand and respect, even if they don't have to sing.
Of course.
But they stand and respect. And they were just sitting. Some of them was playing in their phones, and it was I don't know. It was hurtful for me to see that, and nothing done about it. I think we should do something about it. I don't know what, but I'll come with the solution later.
You'll figure it.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, that's a very important thing to talk about. I'm glad you brought it up. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to join us at thegoldenreport.com. Until next week.
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.